Hello everyone, this is Keith Jackson and welcome to Jack's Math Notebook. In this video, we're going to work on the rules of transformation. And in this case, we're going to work on the rules for clockwise rotation of a figure around the origin of a coordinate plane. So let's take a look at these rotations right here: a 90-degree rotation, 180-degree rotation, a 270-degree rotation, and back to its original form at 360 degrees. But first, let's look at a 90-degree rotation of X and Y, the coordinate point of X and Y. What's going to happen? The Y and the X are going to change positions, but the X will be negative here. So what does that mean? That means that 9, 3 as an ordered pair will become 3, negative 9. A 180 degrees rotation, XY, would transform into negative X, negative Y. It would just be the exact opposite of the first coordinate, which is 9, 3. And so it would just transform to negative 9, negative 3. And the 270-degree rotation of X, Y would switch again, but this time Y would be out front as a negative, and X would be the Y coordinate. So they would just switch positions. So what does that mean? 9, 3 would transform into negative 3, 9. And of course, a 360-degree rotation of that figure would just bring it right back to its original position, meaning that 9, 3 would go back to being 9, 3. Now let's take a look at an example to further illustrate that. And so let's take a look at this right here. We have A, B, and C. All right, this is the original figure, A, B, and C. And notice that A is at negative 2, 3, B is at negative 6, 3, and C is at negative 2, 6. All right, and so what we're going to do, we're going to rotate this figure, this original figure, 90 degrees around this origin right here. And here's what's going to happen. A becomes A prime, which means that it would become 3, 2 that you see right here. So A is 3, 2, and B prime, B to B prime will become 3, 6, as you can see right here. And C to C prime, well, that would change it to 6, 2 that you see right here. And so that is a 90-degree rotation around this origin right here. But we're not finished yet because we're going to rotate these coordinate points right here. We're going to rotate them 180 degrees. And as you can see, they're going to be the exact opposite of what you see right here. And so a negative 2, 3 will become a 2, negative 3 because we're just going to do the opposite of this negative 2 right here, right? And that's why we have this 2, negative 3 right here. We did the opposite of the negative 3. And we're going to take a look at B, in which we have the ordered pair of negative 6, 3. And that's going to transform to, again, 6, negative 3. And for C, negative 2, 6 would transform to C double prime, as you see right here. These are double primes, by the way, and it would just turn it into 2, negative 6, and that you see right here. So if we plot these points right here, guess what? We have A double prime here, B double prime, and C double prime. And notice that it's the exact opposite of the original figure that you see right here. Okay, finally, what we're going to do, we're just going to, again, move this figure clockwise around the origin. As you can see, these arrows right here. And so when we do that, okay, A transforms to A triple prime, negative 3, negative 2 that you see right here. B becomes B triple prime, which we have a negative 3, negative 6 that you see right here for B. And C would turn into, or I should say, yeah, C would turn into C prime, which would be a negative 6, negative 2 that you see right here. And notice how this is rotating clockwise around the origin of this coordinate plane. Okay, yeah, I've been given a lot of significant information. I wouldn't blame you if you need to pause the video to take a look at these things, or replay the video as many times you need to gain a deeper understanding of how to rotate a figure clockwise around the origin of a coordinate plane. And until next time, you have a great day. But in the meantime, please comment, share, like, and subscribe to Jack's Math Notebook. Thank you and goodbye.